What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from Revolution Brewing, and they're out of Chicago, Illinois, and this is their Blackberry Finn, and this is a part of their Deep Wood series, and this is the 2021 release. So they're calling this one on the label a bunch of different things. They're calling this one a barley wine ale aged with blackberries. And then on the side it says barley wine ale aged in bourbon barrels with blackberries. And then on the front in the corner it says double barrel aged with blackberries. It comes in at 13.6% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 8.5 months old. I want to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Clayton, for hooking me up with this one. So big thanks to him for this beer. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing that I did that contains all the goodies he sent my way. And really excited about this one, but also a little bit skeptical. And that's because recently, you'll see it about a week apart, I did their reviewed their strawberry jacket, which is essentially it was a blended barrel-aged barley wine with strawberries. So this is very similar, but with blackberries. Here's the thing. I love blackberries. I like strawberries, love blackberries. And that one I thought wasn't going to work. Spoilers, it did. It was fucking delicious. So this, I'm really excited about. On the back here, a little bit of a spiel says this bemusing, bepurpled curiosity is the result of blending double bourbon barrel-aged dry English barley wine in an intrepid volume of unfermented blackberries. And then it talks about tasting those, which we'll read at the end. But I have not seen any reviews on this, even though I've seen some friends post reviews and see some untapped check-ins. But I remember that a couple good friends of mine and fellow beer tubers, Sean and Mike over at NerdSense, they said they love this one. I think it was on Instagram. They posted, they were like, this is freaking delicious. So I have high expectations, but again, a little bit skeptical. But anyway, I appreciate Clayton sending me this because, man, if I could get Revolution locally, like I would buy all of their barrel-aged shit. One of the best barrel-aged programs in the country, if not the world, honestly. So wow, this is pouring out like blackberry juice. Can't even, wow, it is so carbonated too. Holy shit. This is ridiculously carbonated. Watch it fizz away. There's gonna be like a small, very minute head at the end of this, 100%, yep. Do I cheat? Do I cheat? Do I cheat? I cheated. Yeah, so the head's gone. So that looks like prune juice or something. Like it's kind of murky and just straight on purple. Hopefully that comes off on camera down here. A little bit of like a lighter purple, but yeah, it's purple. It looks like juice of some sort. It had about a, finger and a half of this light purple, a very, very soap sudsy looking head that is now dissipated to absolutely nothing. There is no head left. Let's see if we can get some alcohol legs. Oh yeah, there's sheets. So 13.6%. Let's get a nose. That is weird. I said that, I think, about the strawberry jacket as well. Honestly, I thought I was going to get more straight on blackberry character. What's happening is I think the blackberries are kind of accentuating the base dark fruits in this barrel-aged barley wine. Because there's a shit ton of like caramel, toffee, molasses, a real deep dark chocolate. There's some vanilla from the oak. There's a little bit of the spirit presence, like a little bit of bourbon. But then there's a huge, like, there's prune, there's dates, there's raisins. And I think the blackberries are just, again, propping those up and making them stand out more than they normally would in a beer like this. Let's say if this was just, a double barrel aged English barley wine, I think, you would get those characters, but wouldn't be as pronounced. It smells slightly tart. Like, there's going to be a little bit of an acidic feel and tartness from the blackberries. Yeah, I'm not getting much more. I will say, the barrel doesn't stick out as much as the base beer. For something that looks like this, and I know is double barrel aged and has blackberries in it, I am surprised at how much the base beer is kind of sticking out here. And I do have some chill haze on. There's some chill haze, but there's some condensation on the glass. This beer is like close to 60. It's kind of warm. Not super warm. It's like 70 degrees in here, but definitely it's humid. I think it's like actually like 68 in here or 69. Anyway, yeah, it smells really good. I'm happy, but I'm somewhat disappointed. if that makes any sense. Like, I'm happy how this beer smells because I love barrel-aged barley wines. I love English barley wines. So I really like the nose, but like, I don't think the blueberry or the blackberries are bringing anything to the actual aroma. Hopefully it's different in the taste, but it smells pretty good. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Clayton. Fucking delicious. Definitely boozier than that strawberry jacket. And sweeter as well. But fucking delicious. What am I drinking? Body of this one, kind of like the strawberry jacket. I don't think that was too big. It's like lower side of full, medium full, 13.6%, a bit thin for what it is. But it's nothing that's going to detract away from my enjoyment of this beer. Like, a lot of times a body can make or break a beer. Like, there's beers I've had that have been awesome. It's just a thin body kind of bums it out, or maybe being overly thick on a lower ABV beer kind of bums it out, or kind of bums you out. It doesn't really do anything here in a negative way, or even a positive way. It's just whatever. The body's fine. The mouthfeel, it's definitely still carbonated. Very ritzy on the tip of the tongue. It kind of smooths out on the back of the palate, but this definitely has a lot of carbonation, more so than that strawberry jacket, and more so than a lot of their barrel-aged, bigger beers. But body and mouthfeel aside, which, again, are fine. There's nothing wrong with them or anything. It's just they're not amazing. The fucking taste is delicious, and it's going to be so hard to describe this because there is a huge blackberry component here. Almost a juice-esque kind of blackberry, but it somehow works with the base beer. I'm starting to get my palate acclimated to the booziness, and it's starting to die down a little bit. So it was kind of a shock to the palate, big warming in the chest, on the palate, definitely booze, barrel heat, whatever you want to call it. But as I continue to sip on this, the base beer is here. I like that the base beer is here. It's not as vibrant, and it doesn't expose itself as well in the taste as it did in the nose, but it's there. There's caramel, there's a little bit of toffee and like brown sugar, sweeter, darker caramelized sugars. That's right at the front of the palate. A little bit of dark chocolate underneath. And then middle of the palate, the blueberry, or I keep on saying blueberries, the blackberries sneak in, and it turns into like this blackberry jam. It's sweet. It's pretty sweet middle of the palate. And it's over top of prunes, dates, figs, raisins, all the dark fruits you ever wanted in a barley wine. It all hits mid-palate. And then that blackberry carries to the back, and the sweetness starts to kind of dissipate, and then a big like vanillin thing happens. There's oak tannin dryness with some vanilla. It almost turns it into like a blackberry kind of creamsicle, but not crazy sweet, because by the end of the palate, that oak tannin dryness kind of, and probably the dryness from the alcohol itself, kind of just pushes away all that sweetness. Finishes with a very mild bitterness. It's more of a full-on dry kind of finish, but it's sweet, so sweet middle of the palate that it does balance out. This is very well balanced. I fucking love blackberries, and the pronounced blackberry character at the middle of the palate here is fucking divine. It drinks like a 13.6%. Even though my palate is getting acclimated, and each sip it's kind of getting a little bit less intense, it's still noticeable. This doesn't hide the alcohol as well as the strawberry jacket, but I like the flavors better of this one quite a bit. No, I shouldn't say quite a bit. I think I gave Strawberry Jacket a 4.4. Might have been a bit high for that beer, but this beer's better to me. But again, if you're somebody who loves strawberries, you're going to like that beer more than this. If somebody who loves blackberries, I think I like this one a little bit more than the Strawberry Jacket. All I can say is I've had a couple, I won't even say misses from Revolution's barrel-aged program. I've had a couple beers that maybe aren't, top tier fucking great beers. Like the vanilla death or death or however you want to pronounce it. The vanilla is kind of artificial tasting, but it was still good. I think I gave it like a 4.2. Same thing with the maple death. That was still really good, but not as amazing as some of their beers. And this is just fucking good. I don't know what else to say. This is good. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. There's a pretty decent balance between the dryness and the sweetness. The blackberries are noticeable, but I don't think they step in the way. I think they kind of accentuate that dark fruit flavor. It could have, if that middle of that palate where that blackberry hits that jamminess, juice kind of feeling. If that would have carried the back of the palate and nothing stops it, this would, I think, be cloying at some point. For me, I'm going to drink the rest of that. I'm going to be feeling good, and I'm going to love every sip of it. So not much more to say about this one. I wish maybe the barrel and the booze wasn't as big as it is, but I just love the blackberry character to this one, and it's a fucking another winner from Revolution for me. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. So Blackberry Finn from Revolution, courtesy of my buddy Clayton. I'm going to give that a straight 4.5 out of 5. So a little bit higher than the Strawberry Jacket, but like I said, if they were brew either of these, the Blackberry Finn or the Strawberry Jacket, and you like either fruit or both, like, you should pick these up if you like barrel-aged English barley wines, because they're fucking great. Anyway, price and availability. Clayton, let me know what you paid for this one. Always hear $40 a 4-pack. I'm sure if they make distro a single can, you can probably get, maybe they get, maybe they're 10, 12 bucks. I don't know. But with Revolution, if I live close to Chicago and I could get my hands on some of their releases, I have no problems paying $40 for a 4-pack. Would rather pay maybe, 20 bucks and get a couple cans as opposed to getting an entire 4-pack. But I can see how they're 10 bucks a can. Like, it's less than $1 an ounce. And you're talking about, big 13, 14, 15% beer. So I don't think you're really missing out at all. And availability, I have no idea with Revolution. I know they're in Illinois and more specifically Chicago. I know they get some drips and drabs in the Midwest and here and there, but I don't know how far these specific Deepwood series beers get, especially some of the offerings like this and some of their Deep series and whatnot. I don't know. No idea. So if anybody knows, let me know. Anyway, huge thanks to Clayton for this beer. If you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. Right now, I will be honest with you, there's a big fucking warming in my chest. I just feel the alcohol like coursing through me. Like, this is a big boozy monster. If I was doing a blind, I'd guess at least 12%, maybe even 13. That's how boozy this beer is to me. But it's so fucking tasty, and I love that blackberry character that I don't care. So once again, thanks. Till the next one. Cheers.